All right, we're going to stop for a little while, just for a couple of minutes. I'm going to fully explain the politest way.
Oh, the politest way. Look out.
The way of the politest. He's like a Jedi.
Oh.
The way of the politest.
Here we go. All right.
Put it over like here so you can stand up and talk.
Hang on, go this side.
Well, it's up the slope in the trees. Is it because of
No,
the light?
Lighting issue,
Right.
people. There we go.
That's better. Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right, will I just speak to the viewers?
Yep, speak to the viewers.
Not to you?
No, not to me.
All right, you can listen. All right, now look. So, as I said, Jimmy and I were thinking that we should empty the mind to shoot, which is sort of valid to an extent, because, and that's what Gary Pearce, the great coach Gary Pearce says, is that if you're worrying about your last shot, how can you make this shot? Gary also said, you know, if you make a good shot, you're going to be nervous that the next one won't be a good shot. If you do a bad shot, you're worried you're going to do another bad shot. So really thinking is it's a no-win situation. Thinking is no good, right? So Jimmy and I had the great idea of not thinking at all. However, apparently that's impossible. I think these Buddhists are lying.
You think so?
They don't clear their minds, right? So let me use an example that Brian Politis gave me. He said, all right, so you close your eyes and you visualize a blackboard. And you write on the blackboard is written all, say, the 5 things that you think about when you're shooting. So what you do is you close your eyes and you meditate, and you get a scrubber, like a washcloth or a duster, and you wipe off the first one. I will not think about my overdraw, worrying that it's not going to work.
Yeah.
I will take that away. I will not think about my beiter exploding on me, and I'll wipe that away. I will not think about the wind today. I'll wipe that away. I will not think about what Lisa's doing tomorrow. I will wipe that away. And you wipe every thought in your mind. You wipe away. And he said, now what do you see? Is my mind empty? No, I see a dirty blackboard with smears all over it. I'm still seeing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still seeing something. I'm seeing a dirty blackboard. You cannot stop your mind from working. It doesn't work. And of what value is it not to think? That's what separates us from the beasts. So we should think. So this is what Brian said. He said, look, you can't not think of anything, so you need to think of the one thing that'll stop you thinking about everything else. What is the one thing you could think about that will stop you thinking about everything else?
Oh,
What do you think it is?
I don't know. No.
You don't know?
No.
Do you at home know? $500. Jimmy is going to give $500 to the person who can send in right now. Are we live?
No, we're not.
Well,
live.
that's a shame.
Too bad. Unlucky.
Too bad. All right.
Unlucky.
It's your process.
I'll go through your shot process.
Your shot process is all you think about. And let me use an example.
That's a great one.
After I wipe the pin off and realise there's no way I can win now, I've just shot like 3 or 4 ends of all black trying to get it back. I said, I can't win. I can't. There's no point. I might as well go home. And then after I got over that initial disappointment, I thought, well, I'll just practice. So, because he said to me, he said, I've watched you practice. He said, you're good in practice, but you've got to bring that to the field. You've got to bring that to the day, right? So there's no pressure in practice. There's less to worry about when you're doing that. So, for example, I just shot 70. I just shot 7 arrows into the 10, right? And when I was shooting on Wednesday, and I shot a 1386 on a 70 feet, a 70-14-40, my warm-up for 70 was 60. And I always do it. I always shoot a perfect end when I'm warming up, and the next one could be 55. What is it? What am I doing when I'm shooting and it's not scoring that I start to do when I start to score? Let's worry about the score.
Oh, yeah.
Well, worry about the score. And you worry about how's he going? Is he in front of me? Is he behind me? I'm checking my phone. Who's in front? I don't do that, but some people do. They've got so many other issues going on while they're trying to shoot well that it's fragmenting them and breaking their concentration to all these different places. So I shot really well after I wiped the pin and said, oh, look, I've got no chance of winning, and I came third. Then I thought, boy, I shot so well yesterday. I could have won the tournament if I hadn't had those bad ends at the front, because I was only behind by 10 points.
Yep.
So then I shot the next day with no trouble and shot 10 less. Why? Because I was worrying about my score. I think I started to punch. I start to punch when the pressure gets on. And a punch just causes a 9 when it should be a 10. A punch causes an 8 when it should be a 9. That's all it is. It's not really bad shooting, but it just erodes those scores. Just knocks one off here, one off there, one off there, and the next thing you know, you come third. So this is what we've got to work on, is when you start to shoot. So you don't worry about the score, you don't worry about what you're doing, forget everything. Or the only thing that matters is this shot. Because, let me quote him, you can't change the past because the past is done. You can't affect the future. The only thing you can do is be in the present. That's the only thing you can do. You can't think of the past, can't think of the future. The only thing you can do is change the present, right? So the present is this shot. Not, if I get a 10 now, I can be in front by 2 points. If I drop 8, maybe I can, that's the past and the present working, what happened, what will happen, and it really interferes with your shooting. So you get on the line, you're going to make your shot, you think about your process. That's all you think about. You think about, you come out, I feel right, this is perfect, right? Just relax, and you're just thinking, no, I'm just going to wait, I'll be patient, I'll wait. Don't pull that trigger. Just wait, and just like that. And then after that, it's don't even look at the score. The score's irrelevant. You go back, you pull out your next arrow, you come back, you pull it back, and you just concentrate. All your thought is on your process, nothing else. Not what you could score, what you need to score, what you scored before, who's in front, nothing. The bird calls from the guys behind you, nothing. Just that. Just concentrate on your process. And if you do that, you certainly won't punch, which I was sort of I start to punch a bit when I get a bit nervy. So that's it. That's the Brian Politis way.
Ooh.
Not to empty the mind, but to be absorbed with the process, and never go to the past, never look to the future. Just be in that present with that process. The 2 P's, the 3 P's. Politis is present process. The 3 P's. Politis is present process. Remember that. That'll get you through. It should improve your scores. It should add 10 points onto your score.
Well, let's see that. I'll give that a go.
If you're in the triple P.
I'm in the triple P.
Triple
club
P.
today.
Politis is present process. All right? Let's see how it goes. I'm going to try it as well. Thank you.